All right, let's dive into something really fascinating today. We're looking at a text that completely reframes how we think about vitality. It's not something you have to gain, but an ancient rhythm you can actually restore. And what makes this so cool is it's this blend of old wisdom and new ideas, all told through the voice of a mythical dragon named Zoran.
It just pulls you right in, doesn't it? The source material starts with this mythical tone, calling our own life force a whisper of the ages. It's like we're part of this cosmic hum. It's such a powerful way to get us thinking differently about our own energy from the get-go.
And this is the central question, right here. It completely shifts your perspective. Instead of chasing after more energy, what if it's just about realigning with a rhythm that's already inside you, one that we've just kind of lost touch with? So you gotta ask, how did we lose it in the first place? Well, the source points a finger directly at modern life. The constant rush, the disconnect from nature's cycles. This modern haste is what supposedly makes the river of our life force run dry, and it leaves a lot of us just feeling like we're barely getting by. And you can really feel this split, can't you? The text puts it perfectly. It's the difference between surviving, which is all about fatigue and feeling stiff and disconnected, and thriving, which is just vibrant energy and a sense of aliveness. The whole point is to get from one side to the other. But to do that, we have to understand what this life force actually is, on a physical level. To get a handle on this, the source material takes us from the metaphorical all the way down to the microscopic. It reveals this incredible, invisible dance that's happening inside our bodies every single second.
So what is this life force energy? Well, think of it as your body's fundamental operating system. It's not just some poetic idea. It's the core current that supposedly dictates everything, from your physical health to your mental clarity. When that current flows freely, we thrive.
I just love this idea. The universe is a symphony of vibrations, and our body, it's just one instrument in that massive orchestra. So the key to vitality isn't some huge secret. It's just getting our own instrument back in tune with the rest of the symphony. So how do we tune our instrument? It all comes down to one tiny, powerful thing, the cell. The source argues that every single cell in your body runs on a precise electrical charge. Imagine each cell's membrane is like a little tiny battery, holding a negative charge inside and a positive one outside. That voltage difference, that's what powers everything from absorbing nutrients to firing off nerve signals. Okay, so if the problem is a low cellular charge, then what's the fix? Well, this brings us to the technology the text presents, which is called Sunrise. It's pitched as a modern tool built specifically to tackle this fundamental problem of our cells losing their charge. And the metaphor they use is just perfect. You can't beat it. Think of this as a battery charger for your cells. It's so simple and direct. It's not adding anything weird or foreign to your body. It's just a way to recharge the batteries that are already there, restoring the natural power plant that is your body. So how does it actually work? Well, the source breaks it down into three key things it does. First, cellular recharge, which directly boosts that electrical voltage we were just talking about. Second, it helps with restoring balance by creating what it calls a harmonizing field for your body. And third, there's metabolic support, which helps your cells get better at producing energy from hydrogen. It's a whole three-pronged approach to getting that inner rhythm back on track. And just to ground this in the real world, let's take a peek at the source document itself. You can see how it lays out the whole argument, connecting the dots between cellular energy, physical flexibility, and overall balance. It shows how one thing directly influences the next. It all ties together. Now, a huge result of this cellular recharge is said to be better hydration, right down at the cellular level. And what does that lead to? More flexibility and less stiffness. The text has this great visual for it. Imagine your body isn't a rigid structure, but more like a flowing river, always moving and adapting. It's a fantastic way to think about it. So what does it actually feel like when you restore this inner flow? Let's talk about the practical benefits the source says you can expect. This is where that inner whisper starts to sound a whole lot more like a roar. We're talking about concrete things here, things like having more natural energy without needing stimulants, and a real feeling of fluidity with less stiffness, better physical balance too, and it's all about realigning with your body's natural rhythms for things like sleep and digestion. And that brings us back to Zoran's wisdom, which really hits home here. The idea is that getting back in sync isn't just about feeling a little better. It's about unlocking a deeper potential, a power that's been lying dormant inside you this whole time. All right, so the path is laid out.
But you probably have some practical questions about how to actually start this journey, right? Let's tackle a few of those pulled straight from the source's FAQ section. First one up, and it's always the big one. What does it actually feel like to use this kind of technology? The answer? Super gentle. Most people say it feels like a deep sense of relaxation, almost like meditation, or sometimes just subtle little shifts of energy in the body. It's totally non-invasive and is usually just a really calming experience. Next question, time commitment. Is this going to take all day? Nope, not at all. A typical session is just 20 to 30 minutes. That's it. So it's really accessible. And of course, you can adjust that based on what your personal wellness goals are. And this part is really cool. The source doesn't just focus on the tech. It gives you these dragon trials, simple exercises you can do right now. Things like grounding yourself, connecting to the earth, or visualizing your breath, charging up your cells, even infusing your water with positive intention. It's all about engaging with these ideas yourself on a personal level. And that really leaves us with this final, powerful question. It suggests this whole thing isn't about becoming someone new. It's about remembering the vibrant, resilient person that's been your birthright all along. And wow, that definitely leaves you with something to think about.